Hi, everyone. As I announced weeks ago, the lecture for this week is not going to be a synchronized, so that I am recording this lecture weekend, and I am trying to massage and a little bit of editing. And I am, by the time that you watch this lecture, it is already on YouTube. So this is a YouTube video, not Zoom. All right. As you guys know, there are two homework assignments already posted, and then you will have about a week or a little bit longer than a week due. So you guys are busy, and some students were asking about the homework assignments, a little bit more clarification, and some of the techniques that may needed. So as you can see here, this is on Blackboard. So the idea here is that this is given. So it is a collection of portfolios in a dictionary called portfolio collection. And for each student has a portfolios, and that portfolio is reviewed by multiple reviewers. But the situation here is that reviewers are not may not respond on time. Therefore, each portfolio may have a different number of reviews. For example, Sam's portfolio, this guy's portfolio reviewed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 reviewers reported about the portfolios for Sam. On the other hand, Peter's portfolios has received only 1, 2, 3 reviews. So each portfolio may have different number of reviews. Okay. So the eventual, the utmost goal of this project actually is one scenario, homework number 3 and homework number 4. One scenario, but I split it into 2 parts. So if you understand the scenario, the same scenario, then you can work on homework number 3 first and homework number 4 a little later. Little bit of the regulations that you need to implement. Assume the maximum review number is over 10. So maximum is over 10. So we do not know how many. Some portfolios may have more than, I'm not sure how many. Maybe this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9. And Jason 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this guy has 11, and so on and so forth. So, but I mean, maximum need over 10. So it could be 100. It could be 11 or 10. It is not the case that reviewers maybe maximum 3. Then this scenario does not work. So, and also the portfolios with not all the portfolios will be ranked, but any portfolios with 40% or higher reviews from the maximum. If we have 10 reviews returned maximally, then 40% means any portfolios with the 40% review returns will be evaluated. If there is a 3 returns, then it is not reviewed. The reason for that is in the, I think the homework number 4, in this scenario, we're going to exclude the maximum points and the minimum points of the received the score. Okay, if I received, for example, from 100 to 30, so lowest points is 30 and the highest points is 100, then 100 is out from my review, and then 30 points will be also excluded. That is mainly to avoid any extreme bias from reviewers, right? Some cases, some reviewers has some relationship with these students, then try to give the students the better points, whereas some reviewers had some bad experience with some portfolios, then maybe some of the bad points to be given, right? So to avoid that, okay, only we need to avoid one maximum and one minimum of some of the points that each student receives, right? Maximum is not entire maximum; it's a local maximum, local minimum. So for example, this is a given collection. Then we need to identify portfolios, the disqualified reviews. For example, then from these collections, we need to count how many reviews returned. Sam has 9 reviews, Jason has 11 reviews, and Spencer receives 3 reviews, and so on and so forth. Right. So you need to get those numbers from here. So and then generate new portfolio. That's 6 points, and then you need to display how many, which ones really disqualified, so that I can say, hey, Peter, if it is 11 maximum reviews from this list, then 40% for 11 is 4.4, right? So it should be over 5. So Adam is okay, but Peter is not okay. So Peter disqualified, Spencer disqualified, and Edwin also disqualified. That's 6 points. So once you count number of reviews for each then you can say, hey, you need to understand this dictionary, so that you pick a list of disqualifications. And then you need to go back to the collect. Hey, this is my qualified. This is a collection of qualified portfolios. So given this, you need to you may have a smaller size of qualified portfolios. That is homework number 3, which is not really difficult, right? And the homework number 4, This is a continuation of homework number 3. What we need to do more? We need to now exclude the maximum and minimum locally for each portfolio's scores. So in this sample run, let's assume that this portfolios, we assume this collection is already passed from this homework number 3. Okay, so a little bit different number here, right? So I did more. So this is given. And then we need to adjust the points, which means for each list, for the list of each portfolio, we need to exclude the maximum and minimum. So we need to find the maximum, in this case 100, minimum I think 34. So 34 is out, 34 is out, and 100 is out. So this is something that we need to, this is adjusted, okay? For each portfolios. Given this adjust points, then we need to do, we need to make average. Okay, I know some students asked about how can we make average. That I will show it to you because that is already given. So you need to produce another dictionary which has key and value pair where the value is the average of the point list, grade list, review list, so that you can get this. And finally, this is a little bit challenging. I want you to get the top 3 portfolios. So each student may have different approach to get the top 3. Okay, each one is different. By the way, if your code produce the correct adjusted points dictionary, then that is 10 points. And average point dictionary, then that is 10 points. And finally, list of top 3. List of top 3. Name, Peter, Spencer, and Adam. Then Peter is, I think, the highest points. Peter's portfolio, see, 99, 88, 100, 89, 100. So maximum is 100, but actually he has 2 100 points. So one of them is out, and the minimum is 88. So average is from 99, 100, 98. So Peter has the top 96. Next one is Spencer, 91, and Adam is 88. Sam has a 78, Chris 82.5, Dave 79, Bob 82.8, Edwin 66. Okay, so this last question here is not ask you to sort. I do not ask you to rank from top to the bottom. I want you to pick top 3. Okay, top 3, like top 10 list. This is a top 3 list. Usually that is important, right? In the reality. Many cases, if you want to find, from when you apply for a position, then there may be these days usually one position, at least 1,000 applications, sometimes 10,000 applications. They don't want to read all of those applications. They want to read first on their first screening. They want to review, they want to collect maybe 100. Then it'll be top 100 applications. And those 100 applications, then I think human may be involved to review manually, and then maybe top 10 selected at the second phase. And then they will have, for example, phone interviews, 10 phone interviews. So, yeah, 10 means 10 applicants. And then usually they have 3 or 4 interview series, right? And as the interviews goes, they filter out, and finally they may have 3 finalists. And the owner or CEO may pick 1 out of 3, right? Usually, yeah. So 3 finalists will be posed to the final stakeholders, decision makers, and then they usually pick 1, and then the CEO interviews whichever that he or she wants to, and make interview, and they make decision. If not selected, then next one out of top 3 finalists, and then they do that way. So this is a similar procedures. That's what I want you to practice. Specifically, the few questions from you guys is, I think, this average points. So given this, how can we get this? That is what they want to see. So if I work with you here, I'm not going to play with this. Okay, I am going to do the original ones. How to get, let's say, compute the okay. Then before we do, we know the average. There is no average method. You may download and import some other methods, like mean, if you want, mean from some statistics. Maybe possible, but here we want to do how we can get the average. But there is a size and sum. Okay, sum is the function available. For size, there is a function called len. It's available. So if len and sum are calculated, the average will be sum divided by len. right? That's a division. Division that we looked at. So it is simple. So let's say given list. Let's say this is a list. I want to collect this. I don't want you to do like this. Okay, this is my. You need to play with the dictionary. Assume this is a list, then size is len of the list, right? And then total is sum of the list. So if we want to print average of that list is real average, and then we can say format, and then the given list is LST, and then average is total over sum. I believe this is it, and then we can run it. Okay, that should be int. So okay, this is int. Oh, that's, yeah. So what you can do here, I think this is the second one, and then point to f floating points. I want to make this floating points. Oops, no. And if you so size maybe unsupported operation types for this int and the built-in function or method. So maybe we need to practice like that and then run it. Okay, so total and size will be fine. So if we do divide will be fine. But only I think the compute here inside doesn't allow it. What if we do this is I think this is this may be okay. It's not. So if we do this, still not, then we can say here avg equal that, and then we can say here avg we need to, this guy doesn't like whatever we want to do, right? So average of this is 75.56. If we do not have this, what happens? It's longer than that. Let's say, oops, no. not save, but yeah, this is a very long floating point. So if we want to cut the 2 decimal points, then you need to do here 0.2f. Then what's nicer, right? Or if you can say 3, then it'll be something different. You can do this using for loop, every one of those, and then create the dictionary. From this and create another dictionary that is even from the homework number 3, the first question. So I want you to get the number of length here, the size, and then create a new dictionary. So it's not really the big issue, right? So that is it. All right. So why don't we go ahead or the new modules? I think chapter 4, chapter 5, string, right? Chapter 5 string. Chapter 5 strings. That's what we want to do. Motivating examples. If you want to display a result in a specific format, remember the homework number 3 or 4 just a minute ago, second ago. If I calculate the average, then average has a long places under the decimal points. Then we want to clean that up nicer. Particularly if it is a currency, for example, US dollar, then we have only 2 decimal points, right? Cent out of dollars. So display is another technique that we can use. So you can use a function called the format. Given a collection of 1,000,000 documents, we may want to find the documents that match a keyword. Okay, I think it'll be another homework assignments that I may post next week, right? If I post it today, then you have too much stress. So maybe next weekend, which is I will post it on the date of your homework number 3's deadline. A lot of examples may motivate you to study how you can handle strings. By the way, Python is one of very few languages that can handle strings more efficiently. So while crawling over the internet, find the web pages if you want to, if you have some the search keyword. Given the words or list, given sentence, if you want to split into a smaller size, if it has paragraphs, then you want to split it into words. If you split words into characters, that's kind of things possible. At the same time, if you want to put them together, any smaller unit of the strings to produce a bigger unit. from characters to words, from words to paragraph, from paragraphs to, for example, chapters, from chapters to a book, from book to maybe series of collections, all those things possible, right? So you can decompose and incompose. Starting with the simple strings, because we did already something here. From here, Mercy College, this is a string. String is not a list, right? But the idea that we can apply this is not because of it is a list, because it is iterable. So iterable is a special concept. A series of given series of something, then it can be continually applied. It can grow and shrink. It can move back and forth in the same mechanism that you have. For example, if it's a character, then a series of characters, then you may be able to see what is a character before, what is a character after. That type of things possible, right? Character after character after character. So that is iterable. Typically, iterable data format is a list, right? Then you may be able to see, for example, this is the first element, this is the next element, and this is the next element. Then you know what is the previous element. This kind of things is iterable. Character itself, I mean the word itself, that is iterable, right? Let's say this is the current character. What is the previous? That is N. What is next? That is A. So, although this is not a list, but a string, if you say, hey, I want to collect it from third element in this iterable or a list, you can consider this a list. M space E space R space C space Y space another space C, and so on and so forth. Then you can get, hey, I want to have three third elements. So this 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the the index 3. Up to index 8, because 9 should be excluded, right? But up to 9, but 9 itself exclusive. And assume this is, you want to make a MU, so Mercy College plus university, there's a concatenation plus sign. If this is a string, this is another string. String can be concatenated by plus sign. Like a join, but join works a little differently, although they are collecting, but join is more rudimentary method. Second operand here, which is a string, university, that's fine. This is purely one string. The first operand here, there's a string followed by the square bracket and colon 6, which means I want to take the characters from the beginning till 6th, which is the 7th is exclusive, which is number 6. So we need to count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is exclusive, but we need to take it up to this space. Okay, this is exclusive. So multi-space will be concatenated with university. So if you print this, then it'll be multi-university. Okay. So given this example, you can do exercise using the following two variables, M and C. So M is multi-college, C is cyber security. M and C. Display the output. So how can you make this multi-college? All uppercase and college. Remember that our logo is Mercy College, something like that, right? Yeah. It's not just like that, but I want you to practice. Given only the initial uppercase, but what I want you to display is all uppercase. And then I want to take Mercy from there, and then cyber from here. Okay. So you can find this the key from the textbook on the following pages, right? If you do exercise 5.1, then yeah, it is you can do print using format. From Mercy College you can get like this. You can get only up to 5. 6, okay, anyway, that is white space. After this white space, who cares, right? But accurately, it'll be 5. But 6 is also accepted. And another line, then you can select up to 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then all uppercase. That is a method called upper. Method will be applied to that string. Okay. So if you see this, right now this is a 3.10, but that's fine. Oh, I didn't post this. Oh, well, around the time that you watch this, I changed this to 10. So you will be able this to 10. But anyway, there's some time laggings. If you look up this manual, then you may be able to see the functions, methods, formats, capitalize, case fold, upper, lower, count, encode, decode, find. This is something that we want to do, right? Find, join, is digit, is numeric. This is also very useful, the method. Is alphanumeric? Is it printable? Is it alphabets? If we want to distinguish the alphabets from numbers, although user entered keystroke input all in string type, if you use these functions methods, then you can identify so which one can be numerical. If user type number 1 key And then if user type, for example, Q key, they are neighbor key, right? They're all from the keyboard. Therefore, it's taken as is a string character. But internally, if it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7, 9, and 0, then it'll be turned to a numerical value. So it identifies, is it numerical? Then it can say yes. Okay. And another is split and z fields and many others. Here we want to look at this and some others. Okay. This is format. You may be able to see, for example, if we want to get a percent, then this is, in this case, this works. But if you put in other variables, may not. Anyway, this is floating points. If we want to make it a percent notation, then point it to percent. Okay. Like a point to F, then you will have 2 decimal points floating numbers. This is a practice of join and splits. I think we need to practice this. Given A equals more C and B equals more M space E space R space E, C space E. And then if we want to split it using split function, so A split ASP, B split BSP, we split it using or by attaching the split function using dot notation. And if you want to see how they are working, and then execute it in this way. If you split this by split and with no character, then it's split by in this way, it'll generate a list. It'll generate a list, but by splitting based upon white space. There's no white space. Here is white space. So if you say M space E space R space C space Y, then you will receive a list of each characters. Okay. If you do further, for example, ASP equals ASP split and print. Let's see what happens. This subject no attribute splits. So in this case, this is simply right. List doesn't have the split function associated. So the split function is associated with split is a method associated with a string. Remember that we are working on string. Therefore, we will have an error. Okay, in this case. why errors? Because of that. So it is not working. So we comment this. Now, if we want to join back to original, then ASP is this that we had already here, right? This is a list of something. But join operation is, I want to join one at a time. Let's do this first. Join one element. Join is a method associated with the string. So that is string, but this is just string, empty string. It's not even white space string. Okay, empty string. I want to join. Then this join function will pick one element at a time to attach it. Okay. So if you have to print Azure, and it'll take one element at a time from here and attach it to, this is empty string, attached to empty string. Then it'll be like this. But if you have this, it'll be different. Well, almost same, but this goes to one empty. But if you have here, let's say the word one, then it'll be what happens? I make this. It should be appended to the beginning of those. Let's take a look. Join. Help. Join. No. String. Okay, join here. Iterable. So this join ASP, that is a list merge, so that is iterable. So concatenate any number of the string. The string string whose method is called and inserted in between each given string. So this will be inserted into it. Now we know why. Okay, that is inserted. If right now, what happens here, this, I wanna make this. Okay, we have a mercy only. Okay, mercy only. This is a list with one element mercy. If you join is nothing but insert. Like on words, insertion. I want to insert this into, between the element. Right now we have only one element. So even if I have this, because there is no second element, we don't get that. But if we apply that to, for example, this M space E space R space, things like that. So maybe this, and then this is a P join, this is a P split, and I want to do P join back. Then we will have this, we'll see this dash, okay, because this guy has multiple elements in the list. So watch this. Okay, merge, we would have here merge after this space, but after this dash. So merge and dash, if we join this dash, then at least we need to have two elements in this list, because there is only one element. This dash is not joined into this list. But BSP, which is this, so this will be inserted in between. So M and inserted in between. So M and E, we insert dash and space. So dash and space are inserted in between, and dash and space and dash and space. These guys are inserted, and after this, because there is no any additional, so no dash and space after Y, after the last element here. Okay, that's what it is. Right. And the reading string, we can read strings from keyboard. Right? So input function returns string. Reading from data types, that's fine. And for example, if it is a dictionary, then we need to have dot items this and make it list. We can get the list of string. Reading from a file, then we need to read. We need to first open and read. Open a file, and then we need to apply read method to it. We can read from web pages. Then we need to have a module, which is a URL library, where this is a package. There is the module called the request. On this request, there is a method called the URL open. And then read. Reading from IoT device, then you need to do standard input device. On the Linux, you need to do serial, and then device name, and to this. This is something that you could do, okay? So this is pretty much all possible cases that you can collect, you can receive, you can manipulate the strings. Writing strings, you can print, right? Print statements, you can make it outputs. If we want to write it into a file, then you can open a file, open first, and you need to use write, which is very similar to open and read for reading, open and write for writing back. For IoT devices, that you need to use this write function as well. Reading a file, then you need to open it. As you open, the first parameter is a path expression, comma. Second parameter, if you want to read only, then there is a quote or quote unquote. If you want to write, then quote W quote. If you want to manipulate some binary code, then you need to do quote B quote. Some options that you can find from the libraries. Once you open it, it's open function first, and then read it. You can read lines, read the function only, or read the lines. You can read all the lines at a time, or you can read split lines, line by line, if you want to do. Okay. I believe this is a little bit of this, a few of this already done last the class. Instead of this read, if you apply these read lines, they are very similar. But split lines, this is different, right? You can see the split of those. I want to practice this with the next one here, find and search. Let's say we have string str. This is from textbooks. This is a given string. If you want to search cyber from there, all right. Simply using a language, this is one approach. The other one is using a method in Python, find the method. If you do this, then you can do given string. If SCH in str, this is a branching statement, right? If SCH, if cyber is there, then you can say yes, other than no. You can get this output. Similarly, here is a format and SCH. We want to use the str. SCH is this search keyword, a string that is a given text. str has find method, and then there is a SCH. This is a keyword, and then you put str. This format has 3 parameters. So first parameter here, this search keyword appears. I want to make a quote cyber unquote. Literally everything. If you want to display, then you need to do this, right? This is escape character, so that this quote is not the special symbol for string, but literally that is simply quote. This is simply quote. So first parameter is composed with the quote and unquote. That appears at the position. So this gives us a position. Okay, so this is a position. So first match will be given to you. str, this is entire that. If it is matched at the first, here, from in this example, cyber, see here, this is output with quote and unquote. Cyber appears at the position 24 in, this is a given string, entire this, repeated, right? str is the third placeholder here. And also that is quote and unquote. Positioned at position 24. If we count here, for example, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then 24. Position 24 here, that appears. Because this is a lowercase c, and in this text, this is uppercase C. Uppercase C not matched with the search key, only here in this case. So it gives me 24. Okay. And then similarly here, there is a match and search and find all available. So if you use a match, then this is a RE is a regular expression. So you need to import regular expression. I'm not sure how many of you know the regular expressions. But anyway, simply you, in this case, regular expression is not really the matter. Okay, so RE, regular expression is imported, you use RE, and then this is a string, this is CH. So what happens here is that anything started with the C, that's what I want to find out, right? Anything start with uppercase C, that's what I want to have. This is a search. This is a given text. Then you can use search method or match method, find all methods. If you do this, find all, then it gives you, if it's a CY, then it returns find. Yeah, cyber. It starts with the CY. And then the star. So anything starting with the CY, that's what this guy returns. So it returns a list. Okay, cyber and cyberspace. Search gives you these objects. So there's in the list, I mean the textbook page 91, but this regular expression is not really fully covered, because this regular expression is yet another, it needs another longer the tutorings and the lecture, another modules. So I wanted to see it at this much, and then whether I wanted to do coding itself. Okay, I think this is the end of this chapter, and we will do practice, a little bit of practice before we do today. Okay, here like this. I think I need to save this in here. And then maybe string show1.py, and then I believe that is a okay, that is that right now, and I want to show there is a text file called cyber.txt. If I open it, let's say this is a cyber.txt. I want to bring it here. Okay, so file path first, then you need to get the path of that cyber text. So copy path, and then you can paste it here. Of course, Windows users, you know how to make this, right? I explained that multiple times already. And also, the textbook was written based upon the Windows version, most likely. So you can use it. And the first thing that you need to do is open, right? Open file, o file equals open fpath. So if we want to print o file dot read, see what happens. Then it'll gives you all of this, right? And then if you do read the lines, then you will have a line, new line symbols at each, and they are read the lines. If you see here, then that is a read, then it is simply text as is. If you do read line, then that is in a list. Already here, print o file dot read. Then it gives you display strings as is. Remember in this case, and then you need to seek to the beginning. Therefore, it'll replay. Otherwise, once you read it, then file pointer positioned at the end of that file. From there, even if you want to read, nothing to read, right? You need to rewind it back to the beginning of that file. And then read the lines, or list of each line. So I want to do the same thing, but read split lines. save this, and back here I want to make one new line here. Okay, and I want to make another new line. I have a new line here. Remember that I typed new, and here at the end of that period I make new lines. So new line, and then multiple lines. Here new line and another new line. So so typically one extra new lines, and then the other one is a total one paragraph. All right. So I'm gonna save that one and come back here to see how it responds. Object attribute to split lines. Split lines, we need to first read, apply read, and then split lines. So go back. This is, here's what I want to do. Print ten times, and then I can say read only. Okay. I want to make this more clearly here. After sick. In this case, read the lines, and after this I want to make a read dot split lines. All right, great. So let's see output. Yeah, when we use read, then simply the text as is, and then read the lines. Then it is a line. I mean, each line. See, there is a make a new line, so that you can see this is from here. That is one element, comma, and another element, new line, comma, from here, and then there's explicit or one new line, comma. Remember that I made one extra new lines. Here one extra new lines after partnership, before NCX. So after partnership and before NCX, we have one extra. This is as is this one element. Comma, one element, comma, and another element. So that is read lines. And lastly, this is read dot split lines. Then this guy does not have to make it that symbol \n, but more nicely, this is one element. This is another element. And if you see somewhere here, partnership, this is end of one element. This is one new element, but empty. The difference between these split lines and here read the lines, in the read lines, rather than empty, it has the back end, which is escape character for new line. Appears, but split, there's no such things. So if you want to manipulate and search something from here, then you better use this, right? In this case, then you don't need to worry about that special characters. So I want to rewind and then find, if I want to find. And I want to put this called list, LST. And LST dot find. Then this find will, okay, for let's say cybersecurity. It has a cybersecurity. Okay, so we may have that cybersecurity here, and I want to print this. Print that the list of the cybersecurity. I mean that find list. LST is the output of this list, and I applied a method find with search keyword cybersecurity, and the result will be printed. Yeah, this is a list. So if you want to find this, then you need to have yeah, here's something that you need to do. If you want to use a list, then you better do this seek here, no, read here. I want to make here red string equals this. And then here string, and I want to use this red string here because it needs a string. -1 means it is not low find. For example, is appears in the 6th, right? Here is a 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy is 6. If I put S, then I think it'll be is. If I do, let's say, help string, and if we do find, there is a start point and an end point is maybe needed, right? Start and end. So if we put here, it gives me this. This gives me 6. So if I put here, let's say from 7, okay, then it'll give me another 15. Originally it gives me 6. 6 means so without this, if I say from 0, then initially it gives me 6. And if I want to find the second one, then if I say 7, let's start to 7, then it gives me 15. What that means here, this is appears here first, and second is here, right? It gives me, after this 7th, if you count to 15, I believe that is this. So 15 plus 6, then that is 21. So if we put here 21, 37. So this is 6 and 7. If we start from here, then this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, here, this is is. This is 15. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. See here, 15, 16. And this is maybe 30, the very next is, right? If we want to make is, the verb is, then you need to make a this space and that space. Then it'll give me the real is, right? You can repeat this. How you can repeat that? If you have a for loop, and then you need to assign the previous position to a variable, and then for the next find, then you need to increase the position by 1. Then it'll be searched from the next position. So you keep that until the end of that files. Okay, that may be the next assignments. All right, I think this is it for today. I wanted to practice this. The way that you can practice is by doing the homework assignments. So homework number 3 and 4, as I reviewed, you may be able to do it, and then on the date of the your homework number 3 is submitted, then I will post assignment of this string management. I think this is it today, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the days. Have a good evening.